There's a version of you that wakes up without an alarm. Not because you forced yourself to sleep earlier, not because you bought a new mattress, not because you downloaded a meditation app, but because your body finally has what it needs to do, what it was always designed to do. Most people spend their entire lives running on empty and calling it normal. Foggy mornings, 3 p.m. crashes, headaches that come from nowhere, skin that never looks quite right, an anxiety that hums underneath everything, low and constant, that no amount of coffee or scrolling ever really fixes. Here's what nobody told you. A huge part of that isn't stress. It isn't your diet. It isn't your sleep schedule. It's dehydration. Chronic, low-grade, invisible dehydration that most people have lived with for so long, they stop noticing it. This is the story of what happens when you fix that. Most people, when they try to drink more water, do it wrong. They chug a glass in the morning, forget about it until 4 p.m., then force down a liter before bed and wonder why they're up 3 times in the night. That's not hydration. That's panic drinking. Real hydration is slow and steady. It's a glass when you wake up before the coffee. It's a bottle on your desk. It's choosing water before a meal. Boring, small, consistent. By day 2 of doing it consistently, something shifts, and the first place you feel it is your head. Not dramatically. You don't suddenly feel like a superhero. But the low hum of tension behind your eyes, the one you thought was from screen time or stress, starts to ease. Because your brain is roughly 75% water. When it's short, it doesn't have the resources to function cleanly. Signals slow. Processing gets foggy, moods get brittle. You've been running your brain on a bad connection and calling it just the way you are. The second thing you notice, your energy between meals stops crashing so hard. Here's why. When you're dehydrated, your blood thickens slightly. Your heart has to work harder to push it around your body. That quiet physical effort, invisible and constant, costs energy. The moment you rehydrate, circulation improves, oxygen moves more freely, and energy stops leaking from a hole you didn't know existed. Day 3. Something stranger happens. You stop feeling hungry at odd times. This one surprises people. The brain processes thirst and hunger through overlapping signals. When you're thirsty, it's easy to read that as hunger. Most people have been snacking their way through thirst their entire adult lives without realizing it. When you're properly hydrated, those signals start to separate. You eat when you're hungry. You stop reaching for food when you're not. 3 days in, and your head is clearer, your energy is steadier, and your appetite is quieter. Nothing dramatic, just better. By week 2, the changes move from how you feel to how you look. The first thing people notice is their skin. And not in the way skincare content usually promises. No sudden glow, no overnight transformation. It's subtler than that. The skin stops looking quite so flat. The texture softens. Lines around the eyes that you'd quietly started to accept as permanent begin to soften. Your skin is an organ. Like every other organ in your body, it needs water to do its job. When it's chronically short, it compensates by holding onto whatever moisture it can, which makes it puffy in some places and tight in others. When you actually hydrate consistently, it stops compensating and starts just functioning. The second change in week 2 is your digestion. This is the one people don't expect. Water is what keeps everything moving. Without enough of it, your digestive system slows, stalls, leaves you feeling heavy and uncomfortable in a way that's easy to misread as a food intolerance or a slow metabolism. Consistent hydration is often the simplest fix to a problem people spend years trying to solve with complicated diets. But here's the part that's harder to explain and easier to feel. Around day 10 or 11, there's a quiet shift in your baseline mood. Not happiness, exactly. More like stability. The emotional weather stops changing so fast. Small frustrations don't land as hard. You're not as quick to snap, not as slow to recover. Part of this is physiological. Your cortisol levels regulate better when you're hydrated. But part of it is simpler than that. You just feel less physically bad. And when you feel less physically bad, everything is slightly more manageable. By the end of the first month, something has changed that's hard to name. It's not that you've transformed, it's that you've stopped fighting yourself. The chronic low-grade fatigue that you thought was just who you were has lifted. The brain fog that made afternoons feel like wading through water, gone. the random headaches, the 3 p.m. slump so bad you needed caffeine just to get through it. These aren't personality traits, they were symptoms, and water fixed them. Your kidneys, which are your body's filtration system, are working better. When you're chronically underhydrated, your kidneys have to work harder and slower, and over time, that effort leaves traces. In a month of proper hydration and your kidneys are running clean, your joints feel different too. Cartilage, the material that cushions your joints, is over 70% water. When you're consistently hydrated, movement is easier, stiffness is reduced, and the small aches that had become background noise start to fade. And then there's sleep. Proper hydration is deeply tied to your body's overnight repair processes. During sleep, your brain literally clears out waste, and that process requires adequate hydration. People who fix their hydration often report, without expecting to, that they're sleeping deeper and waking up less. Not because they changed their sleep routine, because they changed what they drank during the day. 1 month in, you feel steadier, clearer, more like yourself than you have in years. Here's what nobody tells you about drinking more water. The hardest part isn't discipline, it's remembering. We live in a world that constantly offers us alternatives: coffee, energy drinks, sodas, juices, and precisely zero of those alternatives remind us to drink water. So unless you build the environment, you'll forget, every time. The things that actually work are embarrassingly simple. A bottle on your desk that's always visible. A glass of water before your morning coffee, not instead of it, before it. A glass before each meal because you're already there, already in the kitchen, already doing something. The goal isn't to track milliliters or hit a specific number. The goal is for your urine to be pale yellow by mid-morning. That's it. That's the whole metric. If it's darker, drink more. If it's nearly clear all day, ease back a bit. And if you find plain water hard to finish, add lemon, add cucumber, add a sprig of mint. It counts. It all counts. The habit that makes this stick isn't willpower. It's making water the path of least resistance. Put it where you are, make it easy to reach, that's the whole system. The thing about water is that it doesn't announce itself. You won't wake up one morning and feel a dramatic shift. There's no moment where your body rings a bell and says, "This is it. This is the turning point." It's quieter than that. A morning where you don't feel groggy. An afternoon where you don't need caffeine. A day where the headache just doesn't come. Small things. Compounding things. Things you eventually stop noticing because they've become the new normal. That's the point. The goal isn't to feel good occasionally. It's to make feeling good your default. Start today. 1 glass before the coffee. That's enough to begin. If you liked the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, and click the notification bell.